Now let's look into the first section and something which comes even before the first section, which is a summary report, which is the encapsulation of all the sections of the report in one page. So if there's one page in the report that you want to look into to understand the overall student profile, the recommended career stream options for the student, this is the page where you need to look into. Let's see what is the summary report all about and what are the different areas which are covered here. It is very important to understand this because when we are explaining it to students, it is important that we understand each and every field here in detail. The first field that you see here is the holistic quotient. In this case, the score is 89. This holistic quotient is the percentile for the student based on how the student has performed in the aptitude and skill assessment test. If the holistic quotient is 89, it would mean that students' percentile in the examination is 89. Now, what is percentile? A percentile of 89 would mean that 11 students have performed better than the student who has given this test, who is Asatosh Om in this case, and 88 students have performed worse than the student. So a student is at the 89th percentile currently based on the performance. This percentile is, now the algorithm that we have is a machine learning algorithm, which would mean that this percentile can also change in future based on today's population which has given the test at that level, at the class level of the student, all the students who have given the test. Tomorrow, if there are more number of people coming and giving the test and their performance is different, the percentile will keep changing. It will not be, varying too much, but there will be some, differences here that you might see if you come back to the report in future. So that is something we need to understand. If the student comes to you and asks that why my holistic quotient has changed, then the answer is that based on the performance of the other students, the new students who are giving the test, your score can change. The second field is the strong persona traits. Here we are taken out the 3 strongest persona traits for the student. In this case, it is sociable, enterprising, analytical for the student. So we have a persona section where we cover the 10 different personas. We will look into that. But if you just want to understand the student overall in terms of the strongest persona that the student carries, then we just need to look here and see that these are the quality the students has. Now the second part here is the top rated skills and the top improvement areas. These are the 3 topmost and 3 bottommost skills for the student based on how the student has performed in the aptitude test. The top rated skills, the 3 top rated skills for the student in this case are numerical aptitude, language skills, and social collaboration. Whereas the bottommost skills where the student needs most improvement are emotional intelligence, speech, and motor skills. The motor skills here means physical skills, how physically active the student is. When we go into the skills section, we will analyze all of them, all these skills in detail to understand what all these skills are all about, and we'll understand this more in detail. We need to understand this important note before looking at the career results, which we will see in the next page. So the career results will show the top 3 career for the students based on the skill, based on the interest, and based on the combination of interest and skill. Now we need to understand that the student has given the aptitude test, which has captured the student's performance across different skills, and based on that performance of the student, the skill-based career recommendation has come. This recommendation is based on our proprietary artificial intelligence algorithm, which goes through huge number of data set and rules to recommend the right set of career for the students. When the student is writing the aptitude test, the student is also displayed some interest or shown prioritize the interest for the student. So based on that, the interest based career has been recommended. And the third thing is a combination of interest and skill. The careers which score high both on the interest as well as on the skill supposed to be the best option for the student, but ultimately the student has to decide out of these 9 careers which career is something that student likes and would like to pursue in the future. Similarly, for study streams up to class 10, the student has to decide which study streams are best and student would like to pursue in the future. Now this page, top stream options applicable, will only be coming for students up to class 10th, because the 11th 12th students and senior students in graduation and above have already made a decision in terms of the stream that they want to study. So this is only coming, the recommendation for the stream selection is only coming up to class 10th, and for students in class 11th and 12th, both the top stream options applicable and this stream selection plot will not be present in the career guidance report. Now in this page, we are looking at the top stream options applicable for the student. What we see on the screen here is there are skill-based top stream options, there are interest-based top stream options, and then a combined skill and interest stream options. So skill-based top stream options is based on how the student has performed in the aptitude test, and based on that performance or the student's skill displayed in the aptitude test, what are the subjects which are the top 3 for the student, and what is the matching percentage for these subjects based on their skill. Interest based is based on the interest that the student has shown in the during the aptitude test, how the student has prioritized the subject selection. And the third one is a combination of the skill and the interest, or a kind of average of the skill and interest, and what is it that falls within the top of both of them. So when you take an average of this, the skill based score, the interest based score, what is it that is falling as the average is falling in top? The top 3 are coming as combined skill and interest based option. This is same as the plot which is shown here. Here we see y-axis showing the skill score, the x-axis showing the interest score, and what is falling in the subjects where both the skill and the interest are higher, falling within these blue quadrant, this blue area that you see here, and those subjects are the most suitable subjects for the student because both the skill and the interest is high for the student. However, these are kind of indicative in terms of the interest and the skill for the student, and then based on the options available here, the student has to make an informed decision in terms of what stream the student wants to select in the class 11th or 12th. Here we are looking at the interest based as well as the skill based, that is the performance in the aptitude test. What are the 3 career options which are suited based on the potential of the student, that is the performance in the skill test? What are the 3 career options which are suited based on the interest of the student? And then what are the 3 careers which are suited based on the combination of the interest and the skill? Now the interesting thing here is, in this case, like in for this student, the interest that he has shown, or he or she has shown, the student has shown, is similar to the performance that the student has done in the exam, which is very interesting. I've very rarely seen such result coming out where the top 3 based on the skill are exactly matching with the top 3 based on the interest. So definitely this is the scenario, then the top three based on the combination will also be the same. But you see in most of the cases, like let me open some other report. Yeah, so I've opened this another report. You see here the skill-based top career options are hospitality, information technology, and engineering and advanced science. But the interest-based are engineering, advanced science, information technology, and finance. So in this case, although there are some match here, but you see there are two careers at least in this in the skill and interest which are completely different. So in the skill, the topmost career is coming out as the hospitality, but in the interest, the topmost career is coming out as the engineering and advanced science, and there is no finance in the skill. So in most of the cases when you are doing the counseling, you will see that, and in some cases there will be can even be completely different, because if the student says something is my skill interest but the skill shows something else, then it is also possible. Ideally, if I say that my interest is in mathematics, then ideally I should also be doing well in mathematics, because if it is my interest, it is really my interest, then I would be, good in mathematics. If my interest is in music, I would be good in music, generally, in most of the cases. But mostly in the cases where the students are not giving the exam properly, which would mean that they are not giving the honest answers and they are just selecting the answers randomly and this interest randomly, then you can see too many variations coming out. But these tests are given by the students who are like sincere students, and for them the kind of recommendation which is coming out of skill and interest are kind of similar. But in many cases you will see that, so they'll give you an idea that possibly the student has not approach the exam with the full honesty and full concentration. So let me go back there. So we have understood these top three based on the skill, interest, and the combined. And combined is the average of the skill and interest. Now this is the career selection plot, which is a continuation of what we discussed in the last page, which was talking about the top three skill-based, interest-based, and combined career options for the students. Here on this page, the same thing is represented graphically. On the y-axis, you can see the skill score. On the x-axis, you can see the interest score for the student. And whatever is falling in this blue quadrant, top blue quadrant, are basically the combinations which show high skill score and the high interest score. And whatever is towards the top of both x and y axis are the best or the most suitable careers for the student. Now the point to be noted here is that we have shown 19 career streams here, and the same career streams are also given on Bodhami's career page, for which a link is given to the report in the subsequent pages. And if you go to that career page on Bodhami's platform, on the Bodhami's portal, you will see that information on how the student can pursue these careers, what kind of work is involved in this career, what kind of study and exams are needed to pursue this career. All the details are given. And these are 19 career streams. Within each stream there can be multiple careers. So for example, when we talk about the first one, which is computer and IT professional, within that you can have multiple kinds of careers. For example, a career as a software developer, or a business consultant, or a business analyst, or a pre-sales consultant, and there are so many other careers. Within the software developer also you can have multiple different kind of technologies on which the person can work and pursue their career. So each career stream would have n numbers of career which would be a part of it, but we have not gone into the details of each and every career option within the career stream. We have restricted ourselves to the career stream, which are 19 career stream presented here.
Section 2. Interpretation of holistic skill mapping. Section presents students' overall holistic quotient or the score percentile based on students' performance in the skill and aptitude test. Example: holistic quotient is 68. It means students' overall percentile in the skill and aptitude test is 68. On the student's performance in the different skill areas, a map is also presented on how students' relative performance maps to different areas of brain. Table also presents the scientific meaning of each brain area. 160-degree profile. This section depicts students' overall quotient in mental, physical, and social awareness based on the performance in the skill and aptitude test. Two of these quotients will give us a good understanding of students' 360-degree profile and his strong and weak areas. Page is skill area-wise performance. Students' overall skill profile is grouped in total 8 skill areas, and the chart depicts students' performance in these 8 skill areas. Skill areas are well-rounded physical abilities, which depicts the extent of physically active and healthy lifestyle. Creative visualization, which it denotes the ability to imagine things and create mental images. Imagination, which depicts the ability to think originally, independently, and laterally. Critical thinking and problem solving represents the ability to think logically, critically, and analytically. Literacy and communication denotes the command over language and communication. Collaboration represents the ability to work effectively with others on common tasks. Self-discipline and awareness represents students' self-discipline and awareness about the surroundings. Leading vision depicts the ability to engage and motivate people around. Depicts how the student stands out against your peers at the same level. Page shows students' area-wise performance compared to the other students at same level or class group. Blue line shows students' score and the red line is the median score for the given areas, for example creative visualization. Page and next page also shows 3 strongest and weakest areas for the student. Can help us in understanding students' overall profile and strong weak areas. Section is your skill profile definition, which shows students' overall performance in the 14 identified skill areas. Blue line depicts students' score and the red line is the median score. Comparing the blue dots, which shows students' score, with the red dots, which shows the median score, and find out how the student has performed across all these 14 identified skill areas. Section again gives us a very good understanding of students' overall skill profile. To the bottom of this page, and also find out 3 strongest and weakest skills for the student. Section is your persona description, which represents students' persona across 10 unique personality dimensions. Position of blue circle on the line shows how the student's persona looks like on a given dimension. Example: realistic imaginative dimension. Blue circle is more towards imaginative persona but not on the complete right, which means the student is generally creative and have good imaginative power. For detailed skill-wise report. Section gives the details of students' performance in 14 different skill sets and their comparison with the median score. Blue line depicts students' performance and the red line is median performance. Example: here we see that in creativity and innovation skill, student is neither strong nor weak and the score is slightly less than the median. Section 5 is on the skills-related learning recommendations for the student. Recommendations are based on the strength and weaknesses the student has shown in 14 different skill areas. Recommendation around 3 skill strengths shows how student can benefit from these strengths. Improvements for you recommendation around other 11 other skills are on how student can work on improving these skills and convert them into strengths. This page gives the detail of the career option falling in top 3. Page has name of the career, rank of the career for the student, description of the career and student's skill-wise score in comparison with the median skill-wise score of professionals actually working in these career fields. So a link to the given career option is given towards bottom, which takes the student to the detailed career page. Page shows how this given career option can be pursued by the student. For the top 3 career options, Next page is top hobby areas applicable for the student, which shows the top 3 hobbies which are best match with the student's skill profile. Section 7 is student's fitment rank with other 16 careers which are not in the top 3 career options for the student. Student has performed really well in the exam. Also possible that more than 3 careers will have 100% fitment for the student. Percentage of match signifies how close students' skills are vis-a-vis the people currently working in these career fields. Students in class 11th and 12th. Will an addition section on careers excluded for you, which will show the careers which are not applicable for student based on the current study stream. For example, engineering and advanced science profession is not applicable for students in humanities stream. Section is on career and stream options after 10th or 12th, which shows the career and study options for the students after class 10th or 12th.